Good morning, this is GrandthumbFarms here on Elm Creek 25 doing the Neapolitan Challenge, Cereal Tycoon Edition. Time to flood the fields. I'm starting early this morning. It's supposed to rain all afternoon. Silage is more than halfway done, 67%. Field looks good though. Not very large, but it's just a temporary field anyway. Cement bags. I was kind of holding on to rocks thinking I might get a small production to make cement, but I don't know that that's the direction I'm going to go or not. I got to thinking about what's next, and I looked at the crop calendar. It seems like everything that we need to grow for our cereal is planted in the spring. They actually have, looks like spring barley and wheat here. But corn would have to be planted this month. Long grain rice was last month. Oats was by last month. Rice we have. Sugar beets was last month. And I believe those are all the items that we need. So we're going to go a full year without gaining anything else. We did gain the grapes, and we're going to have to spend some money in September to get that harvester. But the sugar beets can be harvested in November. I said all that to say, I think I may have found something that I'm going to look into. Got some honey going. Goats are looking good. The goat pen's full. Looks like they're going to need some water this morning. Good morning. I filled up the cow pasture this morning. I jumped the fence and I cupped my hands and just put it in there. Looks like we're going to need some wood today. I got some more kimchi. The regular greenhouse stuff that we can move. And I have to take the rice pallets to the warehouse, I believe. I hooked up the trailer in case I decided to make a run for it. So before I get started loading everything, I wanted to show off what I was thinking. I also I talked about mulching and cultivating the outside of these grapes. And I kind of got carried away. I missed a couple of weeds, looks like, but I think I did a pretty good job. I was just kind of piddling around and trying to make it look pretty. I did plant a little more grass in between the fields. I cleaned the ends up a little bit. I added this beehive. I think it looks pretty good. They look so much better when you're standing close to them. You can kind of appreciate how they look. But I think I cleaned up these fields pretty good. They look a lot better to me. Let me get down the road and I'll show you what I got going on. I'm just kind of worried. I guess I'm all over the place. I'm kind of concerned about how we're going to move forward. First of all, we don't need to get in a car wreck. I don't want to go broke by biting off more than I can chew. Here's that field that I plowed that time. It's crazy. Anyway, I don't want to go broke and by trying to do too much too fast. And I'm not in a hurry. I just want to keep moving forward. There's a little place up here. can see where I drove in here last night. But I was considering buying this field. It's a sugar beet field. It's, I think, $40,000. $41,000. It's not real big. But I figure this is a good way to dip our toes into the sugar beet game. And we can just sell off all the profit that we make off of this field, which isn't going to be a lot. But I think it's, I'm kind of excited about doing sugar beets. It'll be a different type of harvest than we did the last time, because it'll be the smaller equipment. We'll have to top them and then come back and pull them. But that's kind of what I'm thinking. It all depends on how the money goes. I guess it's not like I have to buy it today. I guess I could wait a couple of months and see how the money's going. I don't want to put off the house build too much. It's not like I have to put everything into it as fast as I can. So those are the things I've been kind of thinking about. Whether or not I should get a concrete production. I'm going to continue to save the rocks if I get stone picking contracts. We'll just kind of see how it goes. So I'm going to get everything loaded off and see what kind of money we make this morning, and then we'll kind of decide how the day goes. I've got about 6 hours before the rain comes, I believe. I'll get this going. I have no idea what has gotten into me this morning. I never stack a trailer like that. It looked like those crates were sturdy enough. And I've thought about flooding this about 3 times. I knew I was going to forget. I still need to move the goat's milk. $8,700. All right, I'm gonna head to the warehouse. $700 maybe? I didn't see all the numbers. I was looking where I shouldn't have been looking. And where do I buy stuff? Over here. Okay. We need some cement. Cement bags. 5 of them. Well, that's eating away at our profits. If we can use these. Nope. Did I miss them? Did I buy them? That's the question, I guess. Okay, I guess I have a bad habit of hitting the back instead of buy button. I still need to check the right side of this road here for antiques. I didn't find any on this side of the road. I don't have to unstrap my cement bags to fill up with fuel. Negative 267? At least the grass covered my fuel. I don't think it's going to cover my repair costs. Check the used market. Nothing yet. We're getting awfully close to a break-even morning. I probably need to fertilize the grass field. Yep. Use some fertilizer. Those grapes look good though, don't they? I'm not sure I should drive this, or try to drive this trailer around. I think I'm going to use my pickup. Oh, I'm an idiot. I don't know why I didn't think of this. Maybe I should go back to bed. I'm determined to run over that rice field. Planks along and wood beams. Hopefully this will come through. The goats will be happy to get some fresh water. Okay, what I think I'm going to do is, we'll just see what kind of contracts we have available. I'm going to go get some wood. I'm going to grab another cup of coffee and see you in just a little bit. I'm coming back with my first load of wood. I need to pick a better deadwood contract to do wood on the side of a hill, and it's been a little bit tough. I wanted you to be able to see the spoils. So that's trip number 1. I'll be right back with trip number 2. While I'm headed back, I forgot to mention the contracts that we did in between episodes. Weeding, baling, and stone picking, I believe. And when I was cutting down these trees, I fell one across the road. I was a little bit worried about it, but some fella in a little bitty compact car wasn't paying attention, and he got it stuck on the front of his car, and it ended up right here. Whoa. And the trees that I'm picking up are across this bridge. He drug it all the way down there. It was pretty funny. I'm gonna load up the rest of these trees and we'll see what we get. So I trimmed the tree in the field, and Noah came out and told me he didn't want me cutting it on his property. So I asked him if I could push it off his property and cut it. He was okay with that. So I went and got my shovel. I'm gonna push it off the property and I'll cut it then. Apparently he didn't care if I drove over his crops. He just didn't want me cutting the tree on his crops. Well, I've tried to push the tree off the field so I would be allowed to cut it, and it didn't work. So I'm just going to bring this back, put it in the sawmill, and I'm going to do a weeding contract or 2. And then I want to fertilize the little grass field and possibly have a small little cleanup project to do. Somebody left the water barrel out. Elvis. Nope. Incorrect. I almost hit my greenhouse. I'm just gonna throw them in there. I don't think I'm gonna fill it with this. The trees, whoops, the trees were a little bit thick up there where I was at. Okay, I could have done better. Actually, it did pretty well. I'm glad I didn't get a whole nother tree. Okay, let me put this stuff back and get the fertilizing done. But when your grass fields are small, it doesn't take very long at all to fertilize. I'm gonna see if I can do a few upgrades on the cheap. Hopefully I don't spend too much money. Well, I was hoping the rocks would do better than they did, but I like the way the bees turned out. Okay, it started to rain. It's not raining very hard, so I'm gonna go try and knock out a weeding contract, and we'll be right back. It hadn't started hailing yet, and I was headed back from my weeding contract and decided I would take on one more. This one might take a while. I guess it would have been better if I could have done it in one swipe. Oh well. I'm gonna head in and take cover from the hail that's about to come. I appreciate you spending some of your time with me here today. Thank you. And I hope you see me in the next one. Have a good day. I was being too clever by half. Couldn't even get it in 2 swipes.